Why an antique style corn cob lure? Because that's just what I thought about doing like 10 minutes ago. But guess what? One day, 11/11. That's never happened before. I'm not worried about time on this video. Not at all, because Murray Crab Fishing, he also has a YouTube channel. Link in the description. He sent me 2 resin impregnated corn cob blanks. That's right, this has been put in a vacuum chamber in a tube with a corn cob and resin. And is that the center of a corn cob, or is that a wooden dowel? I should know. I live in Iowa. We produce the most corn out of any state in this country, but I guess I haven't sliced one that way and taken a good look. But that's right, one day in a resin impregnated, old school, antique style corn cob, probably crankbait. And the thing is, these sink. I'm not in water, but these sink. So I'm gonna have to get a little crafty. But I'm a crafty guy. I tell you, I just love crafts. Let's start with the smaller guy. I'm just making one lure, I just don't know which one to pick. I like the colors on this one. I also like the colors on this one. But if we mess up, let's mess up the small guy first. I'm assuming that what I'm gonna need to do is chuck this up in the lathe. In the center of each of these, what look like dowels, is probably a corn cob. I don't know, that really looks like wood, like oak. We'll see. I'm gonna chuck it up in the center of those circles. Pokey thing. Everything on this lathe has to be done by the Hulk in order for it to work. This thing's insanely difficult to get tight. Bro. Whew, that's not even at all. But I didn't expect it to be. Wow, ouch, my face. That resin really flies off of there real hard, real quick. I'm gonna get some. Jeez, ouch. This is intense. You know what? I guess that was cool to see, but I don't need to be doing this. I can just cut it up on my bandsaw and carve it out how I want to carve it and stuff. I don't need to be lathing it. Duh. Because it's not going to be a lathed bait. It's going to... Why did I get my lathe out? Okay, yeah, one sec. Okay, yeah, that's better. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm just wanting to see how practical it is to carve on this stuff with a utility knife. Not very, it's getting ugly. Okay, let's stick to the sander. It's not practical. We're gonna sand this whole bait out. Okay, we have a general shape. This side is much, much, much more beautiful than that side. But we have this side, so let's stick with this side. Be grateful for what we got, you know? This is the old school lip. A man, probably over a year ago, sent me a bag full of antique style hardware, lips, screws, hook hangers, stuff. Very nice of that, man, thank you. So once we get this body to the shape it needs to be, it is seriously just a matter of putting lead in it, finishing it nicely, making sure I'm sanded down to the right grit, eye sockets if I'm putting eyes on this and all that. and then just screwing in the hardware. That's generally how they did it with old school hard baits. We're going old with the screw-on hook hanger mounts, and you put the hook on and then you screw that stuff on, and the hook is permanently fixed to the bait unless you unscrew the hook hanger mount. Not the most practical, but that's how they used to do it. And that's actually gonna be a pretty nifty looking bait. I'm probably gonna paint the tail like a bright something, or maybe white. That might look good. Paint the head black and the tail white, and it just fades out real quick, and then you get the corn cob, and then put black around the eye socket too. Plan secured, let's go. For now, this is all about symmetry. This is a crankbait, so it's about running true, and that's why you need that symmetry. We are rapidly approaching symmetry though. No issues here. There we go. We have symmetry. We have a bait profile. We have big holes in the front and the back because that's literally what I chucked it up in on the lathe unnecessarily. But those will get covered up, everything will be fine. I'll fill that in with something. Actually, super glue baking soda, paint the front black, that's how that's gonna get covered. And then that I'm gonna use to actually, where in tarnation do my rivets go? Bro, oh, there they are. Those round little screw eye rivet cover things I'm gonna use on the back of this, and that's gonna cover up that hole with a screw eye in the back, and then an old school hook hanger right there with an old school lip. Next, lead. And I don't have it hot. Oh no, I'm slacking again. We gotta wait for the lead to get hot. Suppose I could heart comments and read a couple. I suppose. First comment, please, for all that is holy, take this lure out again. The musky lure. I spent 12 hours fishing with that thing, and the fishing's getting a little slow, but I might, I don't know. Maybe I'll take it with me today. Would you guys like that if I took that with me today? I have a good spot where the wiper are biting, and I might get some on that. That would be, if we could make it official that wiper like baby muskie, that would be awesome. Next comment, do you do commissions? I used to. No, I don't. I do YouTube. If you were to ask me if I'm ever gonna sell lures again, like hard lures, maybe. That's it. Lots of comments on the muskie bait. Guys saying that they've personally watched muskies eat swallows and baby ducks, and there's documented attacks on pets and stuff. Yeah, muskies are cool. Somebody said that that's $1,000 bait right there, that muskie. You guys wanna pay $1,000 for this? I don't think it's $1,000 bait. And yes, the day I say I farted, and that wasn't the chair, that's when I know I'm too comfortable around you guys, yes. Okay, I'll get back to you when this lead's heated up. And oh my goodness, silly me, what an embarrassing oversight. You're probably like, where are you gonna, what are you even doing with that lead? Where are you gonna pour the lead? You just gonna pour it on the bait? You doofus. That's what you guys were probably like, and I agree. That's oak. Well, it's from Australia, so I don't know if it's actually oak, but that's like some kind of hardwood in there that he used, stuck it through, drilled a hole through the whole corn cob and stuck some sort of dowel. I mean, if that's actually part of the corn cob, I'm dumb. Lead's hot. It doesn't smell like corn, but it smells like corn if wood was corn, or if corn was wood. Now what I just did, it's not gonna do a whole lot. I don't know, it might. It's got that wood down the middle, and the wood's buoyant. The resin's not, and the corn impregnated resin is not. Hopefully that did something to stabilize this bait. We got a beetle friend just vibing with us. Look at that fella. It's probably the most inappropriate thing to use to cover this hole with super glue and baking soda, but I don't care. The beetle's going for the baking soda. Look at that. We got an addict on our hands here. That hole is covered. Don't worry, I saved him and threw him outside, where it's almost freezing right now. I don't need rewards for my heroic actions. Eye sockets, that's what we're gonna do. Let me scope over the eyes that I have. And I actually have kind of an interesting pair, that one with the small pupil there, the red one. That'll match. That'll look good. Let's do that. These are 10 millimeter. 3/8 of an inch is just a tiny bit smaller than 10 millimeter, but we'll make it work. It fits. Sweet. 220. is what I'm sanding this to. Just by hand, get it smooth. It's already the right shape. I'm not gonna mess it up by just sanding it by hand like this. I just want an even 220 sanding around the entirety of this bait. Now I'm gonna put some super glue just on the wood. I might get a little bit on the resin, but whatever. I wanna get that wood sealed though. That was quick. That's pretty sweet. Let's paint this. And of course, we're starting with white. Wicked white. Shoots amazing, this Wicked paint. So I gave it pretty much an entire white belly. I just wanted to cover up the wood in that lead hole. It looks kind of interesting how the white just fades out at an angle like that and goes straight into the corn. Kind of cool. That's still definitely the best side. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. But that's definitely what the thumbnail will be. That side of the bait. We're gonna put some black on the head now. And as I found out in the last video, I do not need to put glue on these because the fit is just so tight. They already have an adhesive backing too. These Dead Meat Customize. Check them out on Instagram. So they'll stay. That is an interesting body for a lure. Let's get a clear coat on it. Illuma UV. Illumi UV. Illuma, Igloo, I think I had it right at the beginning. Oh boy, does it look good? Yes. It looks phenomenal. Get that to drip for a while. Maybe I'll put 2 on here, I got time. Wow. It's fluorescent. I didn't know that. That looks really cool. Look at this. Just took it out of the tank. It's one of those things where it's like, what the heck is that? And then you think about it for a few seconds and oh, that's a corn cob. Let's get this hardwared up. This will be a little tricky too. I didn't drill any pilot holes to have this stuff pre-arranged. So don't let me down now, eyeballs. One hole at a time. Make sure I got the right size screws here. No, let's go bigger. If we're gonna be catching decent wiper on this thing, it needs to be some good screws. Nice tight fit. Let's not send this sharp little flathead into this bait. Let's be careful. Yep. Right when I said it. No discernible scratch, it's okay. Now let's be careful again. Careful. Missed the bait, hit my table. That's skills right there. And now it is just a very important matter of lining up this lip perfectly. Just line it up a few times. There. Super confident in how lined up that was, so I'm going for it. I felt confident right there. Get a little giddy when I'm drilling something like that in my hand. You really pay attention to it and you don't pop through. Don't pop through. This is triggering my phobia of tiny things. This tiny little screw that I'm barely touching with my thumb. It's making my thumb tingle. Ooh, that was close. As I was saying, I have a phobia of tiny things. I think it's real. It's not confirmed, but I think it's real. Very uncomfortable around tiny things. There we have a lip. An old school lip with the line tie and everything screwed into this bait. We need to move on to a hook hanger. This style of hook hanger, and yes, that's wigging me out a bit, and a screw eye with a rivet. Owner ST36 treble hooks, size 2. They're big, but that's gonna be good because that keeps the fish on, which is good. Keeping fish on is good. And since I'm using this old school hardware, I'm gonna need every favor I can get to keep these fish on. The split rings, which this bait's not gonna have, really help because your hook can move and keep that fish pinned and adjust and stuff. With this style of hardware, it's a bit more difficult. Your hook's not as mobile. This screw's going straight into lead, which is fine. I just need to drill it out nicely. Okay, put a hook on. Nice and easy. My thumb is right there. Don't slip. Don't, ooh, wanted to slip right, ooh, wanted to slip again. Careful. Get that centered and then cinch it down. This is old school, man. Oh, that's screwing it into lead. It's feeling awfully tight. Ooh, okay. I have that much more to go. It's feeling like I could twist this head off though. And if I do that, that's bad. Please don't fall off. This is stainless steel hardware. You would think it would be fine, but you would think of a lot of stuff in lure making and you would be wrong. Okay, I don't need to go further. Look at all that antiqueness going on down there. Old school hook hanger. It can't come up past that. That's one of the beautiful things about these hangers. It keeps the hook from coming up to the lip. I suppose I could have put the hook right there and it would keep the lip from hitting the lip, but I kind of wanted to put it a little further down and then have another one off the back. This last one is something we're a little bit more used to on this channel, except for the small detail of having a rivet on the screw eye. And that's it. Oh, and it fits perfect. Just lovely. I apologize if you hear Chelsea singing in the background. She's preparing food for Finn and singing. Sorry, Chelsea. Wow. I'm gonna violate the laws of antique lures right now and add a split ring to that rear treble. Naughty, naughty me. This bait kind of smells like corn still. Maybe it's the clear coat. Maybe it's just my shop. But anyway, it's done. Look at that beast. I've said it before, the antique stuff makes your lure look like a fish catching tool. There's hardware and stuff, things coming off of it that make it look that way. This has got that vibe. Not completely. There's a lot of fanciness going on, like those eyes, those dead meat custom eyes, some painting. It is kind of a traditional antique shape though. Nothing too fancy, no thrills. Just go catch your fish. Corn cob lure, go catch your fish. Let's go. Wiper? What time is it? 1:46. Let's go get some wiper. Maybe some bass too. Maybe something else that we've never caught before. This pond's got a lot in it. This is a bjpond.com pond. Kevin Bajoinson. This is Kevin's pond, so maybe I shouldn't build it up too much, but I feel comfortable doing so. Let's go. Yes, it is this cold. It's like 45 right now. We're at the pond. It's one of my favorite ponds. This is a beautiful pond. Beautiful dock. Fountains. It's got fountains. Let's catch some fish. Yeah, I brought the baby muskie too. Opportunities like this don't come often, so bringing all my ammo. See my lure, Nate? That's a corn cob bait. I made that.
Nice.
I made that. Oh, wow. You guys can see the action real good already. God, it's like a little bomber lure. Hard wobble. Look at that. I'm telling the fish to look at that because they're about to. I just had a hit. Oh, Nate got one. That's a good one. That's a 2-pounder, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a fish. Be very careful.
I made that bait. Look at, that's your first wiper?
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. There he is. Oh, it's official. Okay, that was very close. It's official though. Bass like corn cobs. I'm so used to bass. Wiper like corn cobs. Thank you, Mary Crab Fishing, for the blank and everything. That worked out. Be free. Let's get some more. That fish wasn't even slimy. Like, I don't have any slime on my hand. Yeah, they probably taste good. Oh. Ooh, Nate got a good bass. Don't flip it. Oh, that's a good bass.
Oh my.
I was gonna say don't flip it, but you did.
Flipped it like a savage.
Dang.
Look at that bass.
In case you guys didn't hear, I made this bait.
It's getting hammered out there.
Oh, that's a good bass. This pond is on right now. I wouldn't say it's like 4, but like a 3, yeah. There we go. Oh, these wiper, they hit so weird. They wipe at it. What do you know? Like they come in and they rocket themselves at it, and they miss most of the time. And the reason that they are hanging around right here is that this is where they get fed. Nate got another. He is beating me. Is that a good one, Nate? There's his wiper. Woo! I'm gonna bend this lip down a bit. I'm trying to get the action a little tighter so it's not moving so much so the fish can actually hit it and get hooked up better. There we go. That's better. It's hard to tell the size. Oh, it's a bass. Largemouth, like corn cobs too. Not bad. Beautiful action on this bait. I'm super happy with the action on this bait because it sinks. Like that resin's super dense, but we still got a good wobble out of it. That's kind of hard to do. Is that a little better?
Yeah, better.
Oh, good. Ooh, that's a nice one.
This is like the first one.
There we go. Oh, it's so hard to keep them pinned. Such a feisty fish. Oh man, that was a hard hit. I think Nate's bait's better than mine. It's not fair. It was built strictly as a highly functional lure, and you can kind of tell he's getting a lot more fish than me. The action's better. It's even a bigger bait, but he's getting more fish than me. You can kind of see this is what's happening. Those wiper come up and decide not to like bite it, and you get a scale in this, like you just catch one of their scales and pop it off and you feel like you had them on but you didn't. There we go. Under the dock. It's a bass. Ooh, sweet. One of the hooks is in his mouth. It counts. Not having problems hooking up on the largemouth because they're actually eating it. This is fun. This is too fun. I'm gonna keep asking Kevin if I can come here every video. Way too fun. Oh, I just got another. This one's way out there. I have to be careful. Please stay on. What are you? Another largie. Wow, you're fat, dude. You are a beefy bass. Look at that. The quality of the bass in this pond are insane. Man. Well, we've got it here, so let's tie it up, or it's already tied up. Let's try it out. The baby muskie. This is topwater. It's 45 degrees out right now, and I'm fishing topwater, and I have some confidence. I might have bit off more than I can chew right here. This is asking a lot from a wiper. Let's keep fishing with the corn cob bait. Let's not break this out all the way yet. There's one. That was on the fall. I think that's the biggest bass I caught today. Largemouth. No, never mind. Not a bad bass though. Super official. These fish are loving a corn cob. There's one. We got another wiper. Oh, they don't stop. They just don't stop. That's a good wiper. And notice nothing was in his mouth. Just hooked his body. But these are extremely fun to catch. They fight so hard, even for this size. I'm gonna stop pounding them. I'm gonna move around the pond. I caught my fill from the dock. Let's go see how Nate's doing. Oh, that fish hit good. That was a big bump. From Mr. Largy. Not a bad one. Another one on the Antique Corn Cob Lure. Be free. Ah, that was nice. I watched this turd come up and swipe at it. He actually ate it. A wiper back in the shallows here. Stop. That was cool to see. Actually get one of these and see it hit. Doesn't usually happen when it's this cold out. It's really early fall still. It's just an abnormally cold day. How many you got, Nate? 10? I don't know what I'm at, like, I think 6 or so actually. Is that a bluegill? Oh, that was not a small fish. That was a big wiper. He turned around on it though. They're in here. Large, large wiper, like as big as they get. Oh, these wiper are extremely aggressive. BJPond.com. He let us in on a little secret, fellas. There's a key to getting your pond that nice. Or there's a lot of things that go into getting a pond that nice. I'm waiting for my heater to shut up so I can give Kevin his credit. I'm just gonna go turn it off. Oh, right when I say it. There's different beneficial bacteria that you should put into your pond if you want fish of that quality. Other stuff you probably should do too, but one of the keys is a beneficial bacteria that you can get from BJPond.com. It's the Midwest Beneficial Bacteria for Water Quality. That's what it's called. But Kevin is an expert on the health of your pond in all departments. There's a lot of things that go into a pond. BJPond.com is where you go if you want a healthy pond. The bait ended up working exceptionally well. I mean, you guys probably saw the action. That was a beautiful, very wide, more summertime kind of action, not a cold fall bite. You want to tighten up that action and have it just be like a moving through the water, because those fish, they miss all the time, as you saw. But nonetheless, great bait. Kind of surprised I pulled off that good of an action from, I don't know, I was just kind of accepting that it wasn't going to have that good of an action, but it ended up having a fantastic one. So what a success. Thanks to that pond. Success, probably, but nonetheless, what a success. Video's over. I am looking at what I'm working on right now for the next video, and here, I'll show you a tiny part of it. There's its butt. And that's all you get to see. On to the next bait. One day. Where are you gonna, what are you even doing with that lead? Oh, wow. There's one. There we go. Oh, I just got another. There we go. Oh, that fish hit good. Ah, that was nice. This is intense.